I welcome you all in today's PPT Lab online session. Hope you all are fine and having good health. We start today's session with the words of Holy Quran. Verses of Holy Quran. Furtherly moving towards lab number 1. And now we are discussing about to become familiar in general with electrical power supply system and in particular with power transmission system. Also go through the safety rules to be observed in the laboratory. Now coming towards the objective to study the types of power transmission system as well as become familiar with the elements of a power transmission system. So in power system you can see it consists of the following prospects regarding and related to power systems. Further, a generating station produce electricity in 11 kV, then step up by the generating station transformer by 11 kV to 132 kV. Further, the electricity moving towards for transport via primary transmission line, and then further step down after power transmission line, it will be from 132 to 33 kV by the step down. Then moving towards the sending end to receiving station in these three circuits. This one, and this one is further moving towards the secondary transmission power lines. This one is the primary transmission line. Meanwhile, these two circuits are further going towards at the receiving station and will also be feed other feeders which are for the 33 kVs or then provided to the industrial sectors, industrial hubs further. The center point of this line, the center line of secondary transmission line is moving towards this power transmission line, which further step down by the power transformer from 33 kV to 11 kV. And after a step down, it will be further substantially going through substation in further three circuits. Primary distribution are these are the name of the circuits which are the primary distribution because further electrical energy is distributing in these two circuits. After that, it further step down by distribution transformer, which is in short we call it a DS. And after that, the secondary distribution is further divided in single circuits, which are mentioned in the form of arrow to the consumers. Domestic needers need of electrical energy are we called a consumer. Up till now, I think most of the things are clear. My voice is clear to you and screen share. Can anybody confirm me?
Assalamualaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam.
Yes, yes.
And voice is clear as well.
जी sir, clear.
आगे हम चलते हैं and further we proceed to the electrical system. We all know about the phenomena of electrical power supply of the system The conveyance of electric power from a power station to consumers premises is known as electric supply system. An electric supply system consists of three principal components: the power station, transmission lines, and the distribution system. Electric power is produced at the power stations, which are located at favorable places. Favorable means the destination places from its sending to receiving end, generally quite away from consumers. The generating station is quite away and far away, produce electrical energy and then provide to the consumer end. It is then transmitted over a large distances to load centers with the help of conductors known as transmission lines. So electrical energy in most of the circuits and in many of the circuits, majority of the circuits are transported via power transmission lines. And remember this thing, all the power transmission line in majority they are overhead cables, not the underground. Over a large distance to load centers. Load center means the load utilization destination which we provide electrical energy to these loads with the help of conductors known as transmission lines. So electricity transport via transmission line of conductors in which electricity going through. Finally, it is distributed to a large number of small and big consumers with through a distribution network. Large consumers are your domestic consumers. This is also in domestic means the residential person, residential load which are utilize the electricity in uh, LV circuitry in their particular areas. And electricity, large number of and small big consumers are like commercial users of electrical energy. And then also a big consumer is the industrial sectors, industrial hubs which utilize electricity. So we all know that the electrical energy is generated. Okay, further these are the description about of this diagram. So which I already discussed. I already discussed the details of the single line diagram from generating to load utilization in word form, and it has also be explained in these kind of paragraph in these kind of headings that generating station in the given figure we already discussed that electricity produced in 11 kV. Yes, Pucha, you have any kind of question, please discuss. I will answer the kind of question.
No, sir.
Okay. We all know this thing that electrical energy is produced by the generator in 11 kV, and then it further step up by the step transformer from 11 kV to 132 kV, or we can say it will be transformed to 220 or 230 kV and more than that. It depends upon the uh, transmission line grid, which kind of transportation mode of grid you are particularly used. So primary transmission is transmitted over three-phase, three-wire overhead systems. And same scenario, the secondary transmission further, it is from the sending to receiving end, and the transportation of electricity further after the step down transformer from 230 or 132 kV to 33 kV. Meanwhile, we are using in Pakistan and Karachi specifically, it is not 33 kV, it is 66 kV. Further to primary distribution, step down through via tariff, a feeder 33 kV to 11 kV in three-phase, three-wire system. After that, after primary distribution, the secondary distribution further step down 11 kV of electricity to 400 volt in three-phase, four-wire system. Requirements of satisfactory electric supply, which is also an essential aspect that the electric power system in Pakistan is in three-phase AC operating at a frequency of 50 Hz. The power station delivers power to consumers through its transmission and distribution systems. The power delivered must be characterized by constant or nearly constant voltages. It is mandatory to provide a supply through utility in constant voltage and sustainable voltage by which your reliable power is then provided to the appliances, and appliances operate on this reliable power supply, which means at constant voltages, constant frequency, and phase angle and other kind of sustainable parameter. Dependability of service, balance voltage, and efficiency. Efficiency, in another sense, we can say the quality of power should be there, so as to give minimum annual cost, sinusoidal waveform, and freedom from inductive interference with telephone lines. It is also an important aspect and key feature that the transmission line also uh, going through parallelly with the telecommunication cables as well. So the telephone exchange cable, telephone cable, internet cables, and the coaxial cable, the kind of communication cable, we can say internet cables, produce interference by the power transmission line in this light voltage or light signal medium of cables. So they are also disturbed by this way. Now moving toward number one, the voltage regulation. A voltage variation has a large effect upon the operation of both power, machinery, and lights. A motor is designed to have its best characteristics at the rated voltage, and consequently, a voltage that is too high and too low will result in a decrease in efficiency. If the fluctuations in voltage are sudden, the fluctuation is very and would could be high. These may cause the tripping of circuit breakers and consequent interruption in service. So voltage regulation cannot be acceptable the, in, in in our load utilization, because it damage and permanently uh, burn out sometimes if the regulation is continuously affect the utilization of load. Now dependability. So it is also an important some kind of circuits systems are independent each another, and they are consequently depend each another and provide their responses to one by other. So the supply drive to further load deal further machinery or load utilization and work would be done. So dependability of systems will be it has to be integrated parallelly series with each other. So the disturbance in one system would also be cause the disturbance in other integrated systems as well. Now moving toward number three, that is the balance voltage. Balance voltage is also an essential and key feature in which the voltages can be varied from one another. So it's a responsibility of a utility to provide a supply of voltage in constant. So further we moving towards the efficiency. Efficiency of power transmission line should be out there, which means that the efficient power system would or transmission line would be that if we provide the electrical energy or transport the electrical power through the transmission line should be upgraded one. Otherwise, if the transmission line is not upgraded uh, as per the the new generating unit, so it cannot be bear, it cannot be increased the further capacity if the transmission line system or circuit as per rule or as per the requirement as upgradation. So it needs to be in operation with the good efficiency, then it also be effect through the transportation causes of loss. Further, the efficiency is an essential and key feature in power transmission line. So, if the losses are increased in transmission line, the frequency would also be affected by this one. And frequency variation can also be make effects in our power lines, and the interference would also be disturbed due to these operations. Sinusoidal waveform, it is also important aspect. A signal which is going through via transmission line should be sinusoidal in form. So if the waveform is disordered, then the proper sine wave cannot be going through from this power transmission line. Freedom from inductive interference. So inductive interference should be out there, which is produced when a power transmission line is going through in parallelly with other cables of network like CCTV cables and coaxial of dish cables and further the internet cables, telephone exchange cable, telecommunication kind of and other kind of communication cables can also be disturbed by the power transmission line. So inductive interference would also be created, and it is essential aspect concept which is even produced in most of the power transmission because uh, their poles are, it is too much important and challenging to create a pole each and every cable with separately. So in most of the users, they are tie their cables to power transmission line cables or the secondary subdivision transmission line cables. So distribution cable of tower as well. So the inductive interference and other kind of interferences, disturbances also produce in our these telecommunication cables. So what is the solution? Solution is that to separate those cable by their separate way or to tie the cable with insulation layers by which the inductive interference or power impact of line cannot be emphasized to these communication cables. Electrical power systems further start here with that we going to discuss here that electrical power transmission system, what are those? So they are consist of in two types, overhead and underground systems. In our starting aspect, we already discussed about the underground and overhead cable systems that uh, it is up to the user and up to the scenarios in which as per the requirement of places that where we more prefer the overhead cables and where we more prefer to use the underground cables. So overhead cables are also the essential concept in power transmission line, and the overhead cables also uh, also a good solution to transport the electrical energy via overhead cables. Underground cable is also a solution, but in underground cables there are too much cost involved, and it also be installed there where you have the space and you can invest the kind of money in the plan, so you can more prefer the underground cable. But in most of the power transmission line, either it's the primary or secondary transportation of electrical power transmission line, in most of the places the overhead transmission line more prefer as compared to the underground transmission line. So these are the, it's the reason where we can prefer the overhead power transmission line and underground power transmission line further. Now moving towards the AC and DC transmission line. So it is also the important prospect of transmission line, that AC transmission system and DC transmission system. Further, in most of the places, we very well know that in majority of the circuits in worldwide, country-wise, and conventionally, the AC transportation system and transmission line, specifically power transmission line, primary transmission line, the AC power system could be used. And the DC power transmission system could be used where uh, when you install new power generating units. So the transportation system of electrical power can be going through via DC transmission tower of lines. So this circuitry, these points are also mention the concept of the transportation system, which means the transmission line system in DC is too much favorable because it is cost effective, loss free, and cost effective. Why? Because in AC transportation system, in single circuit, we are using three conductors. Meanwhile, in DC transportation of system, in transmission line specifically, we use two cables as compared to AC power line. Because in AC transportation transmission line system, L1, N2, L3, red, yellow, blue transmission can be done by these three cables, and also in HVDC cables, HVDC system of transmission line, there are only two cables in single circuit can be used, which means only positive and negative. The whole electricity can be done by in a single circuit by two cables. Same scenario in HVAC, if we transport electricity through HVAC circuit in two circuits, so L1, L2, L3 would be mirror as double circuit L1, L2, L3, which means total 6 cable in double circuits of cable electricity can be transported. But in HVDC, double circuit would be count as 4 cables, 2 positive and 2 negative. So economically, the one side of the structure of tower can save the cost. Even with the cable of conductor, of cost also saved by the scenario. In the same part, the HVDC is too much favorable, cost effective, and good network of conductor as compared to HVAC. But it conventionally most of the areas and in old systems already make on the system of HVAC. So we cannot do anything further, but we can do one thing, that if the generating unit generate electricity, further a transportation line of system can be out there. So it is an easy task to provide that electricity from generating unit to the national grid through the transmission line. That new circuit would be in HVDC. We cannot disturb the conventional HV AC circuit, which is already installed in the countrywide in national grid network, but we can install new HVDC circuits in new generating units. So this is all about HVAC and HVDC systems in electrical transportation lines. Now, elements of transmission line. What are the key elements that use in power transmission lines? And those are conductor, transformer. Conductor, in most of the time, conductor can be used as ACSR, aluminum conductor, steel reinforced. It's a common conductor for transmission line and used in most of the circuits. And also it is also consists of different kind of and types of conductors of power transmission line. Transformers are also be used there in power transmission systems. Line insulators, which is also be characterized in three ways, which is pin insulator, you can say these are the pin insulator. It is also be in our lab. You can most of the people have been very well known about this type of insulator. It is we called a pin insulator. This one is we called a pin insulator. In these are the two types of pin insulator. Further, the suspension insulator and strain insulator. One thing which I miss here out there, which is this is pin insulator. This one is suspension insulator, and suspension insulator consists by a disc of insulators. Further, the third category of insulator is strain insulator. In this way, you can see the strain of the conductor involved there, and strain can be out there, and it is handled or struck by the pole by which is handling, and tie by the pole. Further, these are the line supporters or towers. You need to observe by yourself, and I'm taking 1 minute, 1 to 2 minutes of break here, and you have to study by yourself this concept. Okay, we further moving towards the concept of line support or towers. So line is supported by towers in the circuit. In this tower, you can see a three cable of circuit, single circuit of three cable can be transported here. This transmission line and the tower have consists the power transmission line of voltage level standard 500 kV. Further 500 by 230 kV in double circuit you can see one circuit in cables can be through from this one, three cables of one single circuit going through from this side, and one single circuit of three cables can going through from this side. In same scenario, one cable L1, L2 and L3, three cable of set of conductor of 500 kV can also be going through from this side for a single circuit. Double circuit can also be going through from this side. In this way, you can see the 660 kV circuit in the bottom of that pole and the top most part of pole in double circuit 220 kV going through in double circuit from this side one, and in 66 kV of circuit the voltage level is as I'm using as per the Pakistan standard, Karachi standard. So in double circuit 220 kV transportation of electricity in double circuit can be done by the top side, and in bottom side the LV side of voltages circuit can be going through from this way. Same scenario, 220 kV of voltages in double circuit, one is this side and another one is this side, can be going through from this way. Further 132 kV circuit can be going through in this power transmission line of cable. Further 66 kV of circuit can also be in double circuit going through from this type of cable circuit. So these are the substantial set of tower, and electricity can be going through from this way. So types of power transmission line cable of towers should be there, and it is made by the following mediums of wooden poles, steel pole, RCC poles, lattice steel towers, and some of the steel towers are uh, galvanized by the galvanized chemical to prevent it from the weather effects. Cross-sectional area, line and cost, local conditions can also be affect the transmission line power cable of towers. Further, the protective devices also be out there to prevent a system from abnormalities and unstable conditions. Protective devices, equipment applied to electric power systems to detect abnormal and intolerable conditions and to initiate appropriate corrective action. These devices include lighting arresters. These are the devices for transmission power lines, surge protectors, fuses and relays with associated circuit breakers, reclosers, and so forth. So these are the types of cable. One thing is missing, which is the protective equipment in power transmission cable, which is the distance relay. And it is, in other words, we also said it's a uh, impedance relay. It's the second name of distance relays. Now moving toward the voltage regulating devices, they maintain voltage at the receiving end within the permissible limit. So up till now, if anyone of you have if the kind of question, please feel free to discuss. I will answer the kind of question and resolve your queries if you have in your mind. So voltage regulating devices should be out there to limit the voltages in permissible limit. So these are the further safety rules, safety precautions, that SOPs that you need to be follow in the lines in the lab as well. So the danger sign you all know about, very well know, because in previous lab session, we already discussed about the safety rules, safety precautions, that what are the effect that has to be done during these emergency conditions. So for the types of fire and what are the impact of fire, that fire is can be managed by the extinguisher, and it is be a liquid type and powder type, carbon dioxide base, zinc, and further types of chemicals can be used to uh, vanish the fire by the fire extinguisher. These are the further SOPs that you need to follow when the fire out there. So it should be how to handle and how do we entertain the kind of things. So it is an essential aspect as well. So these are the further questions of exercise question of the lab. What are the different generating voltage in Pakistan? So it would be 500 kV to 20 kV, 132 kV, 66 kV, 11 kV, and then 400 volt and 220 volt. These are the operating voltages. Plant capacity generating unit, you if you want to answer the kind of question, so some of the articles, some of the characteristics of data of NTDC and Pakistan power system you need to be study, and then would answer the kind of question. What are the transmission line voltage in Pakistan? I already answered this question. These are the 5 to 7 levels of voltages that are used now these days in Pakistan. What are the limitations of high transmission voltages? So you can answer the kind of question which the concept already discussed in above paragraphs. Differentiate between power transformer and distribution transformer. Power transformer used in grid station, generating station, substations, but the distribution transformer is used at the distribution power transmission lines at 11 kV, and before that all the transmission power transformers are used in other before 11 kV onwards to 550 kV are all are we called a power transformer. What will be your response when any person is in lab need first aid? So you need to answer the question. If a person need, your colleague need a first aid, then what would you need to be done for him? So you need to be answer. Why we need ground in any power system? To prevent a system from fault, abnormal condition, and the fault levels can be entertained if and
A new
if it
SMS from
produce.
ALERTIFY.
And further the concept of fault vanish by ground. Why human get shocked by electricity? So I suggest to answer yourself and find the answer of this question, why human get shocked, but I provide you the hint of this question for the answer, that in human body there is a part of hemoglobin, and we shock and we feel electric current by the hemoglobin, and hemoglobin is the iron part. That's the reason we got shocked and feel as a conductor due to hemoglobin. These are the learning objective and the lab report, that what you learned in this lab and fill by yourself. So these all about lab one, and the session have to be done here. If you have the kind of question, please feel free to discuss. I will answer the kind of question and resolve your queries. If you have in your mind, I am available. Please ask.
No, sir.
Okay, all hopefully all the things are clear in your mind. So it is all about today's session. We will meet inshallah in next session. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.